now? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, guys, so let's start now. So, once again, good morning, everyone. And today we are here to talk about this SAP Ariba. And in today webinar, we are going to discuss about the SAP Ariba, and we'll talk about what is the SAP Ariba, whatever the solutions Ariba is offering. That's something we will discuss. And most importantly, we'll try to understand how we can map the Ariba solutions with the customer business process. That's something we'll try to understand. Because the thing is that whenever we are going to learn anything, so today, let's say you are working in the some SAP ERP module or non-ERP module, or someone are basically just freshers as well. So learning the any of the technology is not a big thing, but whenever we have to map the Ariba solutions or any solutions with the customer business process, so we are facing lots of challenges. Okay. So we'll try to understand how basically we can map the customer business process with the Ariba solutions. That's something we'll try to understand at high level. And we'll understand how actually the Ariba implementation is going on. That's something also we will discuss in today webinar. Okay. And of course, in between, if you're having any questions, definitely I will try to catch up your questions. You can interrupt me anytime and I'll try to catch up your questions. Okay. But before going further, let's have a quick intro call. And let me first introduce about myself, then I'll come to you. And about you, I would like to know about your experience. So if you're having any experience, you can mention that part. And in some cases, if you're having some knowledge in SAP Ariba, you can mention that part as well. And what you are expecting from this training, if you mention that part, so it will help me to define our roadmap. Okay. So let me first introduce about myself. So as you know, my name is Vikram and I'm working in the SAP from last 13 years. I would say around 13 and a half years, 13 and a half years, right? And I have started my career as SAP Materials Management Consultant. That is, we can say SAP MM module. So initially I was in the SAP MM module. Then after that, I moved to the SAP S4HANA. And now from 6 years, I'm basically working in the SAP Ariba. So when I started my journey in the SAP Ariba, so I have started as a Ariba and MM consultant. And currently I'm working with Big Four MNC in the Bangalore location where I'm taking care of the Ariba and SAP MM solutions. Okay. I'm also certified in the SAP Ariba. So I'm certified in the Ariba supply chain collaboration, Ariba P2P solution, and SAP S4 HANA part. Okay. During this Ariba journey, I got a chance to work with a different client. So mainly, I worked with the US client, and I have implemented almost all the Ariba solutions. So I have implemented the Ariba SLP module, Ariba sourcing solution, Ariba contract solutions, P2P solution. That actually we're calling them buying and invoicing solution. And recently, we have delivered one project to the US client, and we have implemented the Ariba supply chain collaboration, commerce automation, along with the CIG. Okay. So this is something overall about my professional experience, and even I'm also having the domain experience of 3 years. So initially, before SAP, I was in the manufacturing industries, and I was taking care about the production activities. It was a kind of automobile sector company, and I was responsible to take care about the production activities, some inventory activities, and inwarding of the materials as well. And based on that experience and knowledge only, I moved to the SAP field, and now I'm working in the SAP M and SAP Ariba. Okay. If I'll talk about from the training point of view, so I'm in the training industries from last 3 years, and mainly I'm in the trainer in the SAP Ariba, but I'm also offering training in SAP MM as well. So as of now, I would say I have trained around 2K plus professional in the SAP Ariba and SAP MM, mainly in the SAP Ariba itself. Okay. And almost whatever I trained, so they are basically working in the SAP Ariba as well in the different project. Okay. So that's it about myself. If you're having any question about me, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I would like to come to you. Is there any question from anyone regarding myself?
No, Vikram, I
Yeah,
think.
Okay. So can we go ahead like one by one? We can start from Aditya, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Vikram,
hi.
actually,
Good
I'd like
morning.
to ask you.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
Hi, Aditya. Yeah, Aditya, please go ahead.
yeah. Good morning. Yeah, basically, I'm a mechanical engineer. I have done my SAP certification in material management. I do have experience of 5 years. Yeah, I mean, domain experience, and currently working in an Excel software solution as a MM consultant. So, would like to learn about the Ariba. Thank you.
Got it. Thanks, Aditya. Can we go to next, Deepak? Deepak, we cannot hear you. Okay. Can we move to
Sorry,
next, Lakshma?
it's audible now.
Yeah, Deepak, it's audible now.
Yeah, good morning. So I do have a 13 years of experience in procurement and supply chain management, and
Yeah,
I'm an individual supervisor in SAP Ariba. So I need to learn more about the functional and technical part in Ariba.
got it. So you are working as an individual in the SAP Ariba, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Fantastic.
In SLP module, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Deepak.
Okay,
Can we
welcome.
move to next, Lakshma?
Yeah, good morning all. Yeah,
Hi,
my name is
Lakshma.
Akshana Reddy. I have overall 9 years of experience. My qualification is MBA. I have experience in individual part in procurement process. Uh, so that's why I want to learn Ariba.
Okay. So in which technology you're working as a business user in the procurement?
In the SAP and procurement process.
You mean SAP MM,
Like
right?
yes, and not MM, like BPO.
Oh, okay. Understood. Okay, Lakshma. Thank you so much. Sunita?
Yeah, hi. Good morning. Myself, Sunita. I have 14 years of experience in SAP MM, WM, and EWM. I'm certified in all the three modules, and I have done one Ariba integration project in my career. Since then, I started and thought of learning, but I couldn't find time to concentrate on that. So I find this is the best time to progress my learning and to move my career forward. I'm an individual contributor and also managing my team. I'm getting a lot of opportunities for Ariba, but because I'm not certified and I don't have lot of exposure, I couldn't grab the opportunity. So I thought this is the right time to learn and move on.
That's
Yeah,
right, Sunita.
that's
It's
yeah.
nice to know you're
Thank you.
having very rich experience. So you're working as an
Mhm.
individual contractor. You mean freelancer?
No, individual contributor, as I'll be taking care of MM and WM and EWM. I'm
Hmm.
leading my team offshore.
Oh, that's good. Then for Ariba, you can call us. We will help you.
Yeah, definitely. No, I don't have Ariba in my company as of now, but I'm getting a lot of calls for Ariba because I have done one project, integration
Hmm.
project,
Hmm.
but that was only for P2P, rec to
Okay,
PO process. But yeah, till invoicing also I have done. But apart from that, there is a lot of things that to be learned in Ariba. So I just want to grab that knowledge.
understood. Thanks, Rita. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Venkat?
Yeah, Vikram. Actually, I have totally 10 plus experience in warehouse management and inventory management. I mean, we are not using any kind of SAP before, but I mean, we work in the floors like warehouse systems. So I got a curiosity to learn Ariba. So I don't know how it can be helpful to I mean, my background or my career. So these are the questions I have to talk to you, Vikram. So,
Okay, so you're having the experience exposure in the WM and EWM, right? Warehouse management.
no, no, actually, I don't have any kind of SAP, EWM, or MM. I don't have. Like, I'm just
Hmm.
working in the warehouse. Yeah, like warehouse manager or assistant warehouse manager. Actually, inventory. Actually, I've been working on as a inventory manager from as a from like last 6 years. So we are using,
Understood.
I mean, we will be taking care of completely receiving and dispatching and managing the inventory. So we are following the system. We have the ERP system. That's it. We don't know anything
Understood.
about EM or MM. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Understood. Sure, I'll come to you, Venkat, in the last. So definitely, I'll
Sure,
suggest
sure.
you like what is best suitable for you. Okay, I'll come to
Sure.
you last.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkat. Vijay.
Hello, Vikram. Hello, everyone. So myself, Vijay Kumar GM. Basically, I'm from engineering background. I have total 4+ year experience in this field. Uh, so I will be working as a procurement analyst, like PO creation, contract creation, vendor onboarding. So all those things I will be taking care. So I am looking for new opportunity to learn. So because that reason, I am planning to learn Ariba.
Got it. Thanks, Vijay, and thank you, everyone. Thanks for a nice introduction. So I was expecting, I thought someone will be the freshers as well, but it looks like all are the professional actually. And this is nice to know, like, everyone is having the procurement solutions knowledge, even though in the SAP MM or something in the SAP Ariba, right? And in the some other domain industries as well. So that's good. And so let's come to the our topic now. So I think I don't have to go very detailed, very basic thing in these cases because almost I believe you are already aware about the something basics of the procurement process. Okay. So let's talk about the SAP Ariba first. Like, what is the SAP Ariba? And the most important question is that why we have to go with the SAP Ariba, right? So if you see in the market, so many of you is working as a business user or as a consultant in the SAP MM. Some one of you are the part of the SAP Ariba already. Some one of you is having the different tools itself that you are using for the procurement process, procurement activities, right? So you are already doing very well in the other tools, whatever the other tools you have, like SAP MM, SAP S4 HANA, Coupa, or whatever XYZ, you are having the tools. So you are doing very well in the tool itself, in the solution itself. Then why we have to go with the SAP Ariba, right? Because until unless you will not have the requirement, so definitely we are not going to adopt any solution. And the major thing is that whenever we have to spend some cost, whenever we have to spend some cost, definitely we'll think twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, either we have to go or not. Why? Because we are going to pay some amount, we are going to spend some cost, right? So the first thing we have to understand why we have to go with the SAP Ariba. And not only here, only we have to understand whenever you are going to talk to your customer, like let's say you're working as a SAP MM consultant or as a procurement professionals as well, having good experience. And if you, and you will get a chance to talk to any customer. So when you talk to your customer, like you will suggest you have to go with the SAP Ariba. The first question he will ask, why? What benefit I'll get with the SAP Ariba? Why we have to spend so much cost for the SAP Ariba? Okay, so let's try to understand this part first. So in basic, we can say SAP Ariba is basically the cloud-based procurement solutions, and it is offering a digital platform to customer and even to supplier as well. They can connect each other on this Ariba platform, and they can perform their procurement process, whatever they would like to do. Okay, a simple example you can see here. You can see my screen. I logged in my SAP Ariba system, and you can see I'm not using any kind of third-party system here. This is purely browser based, right? And I logged in my Microsoft Edge browser with the help of the internet. I was having my customer specific URL, customer specific credential. I have entered in that, and we can see I'm able to work in the SAP Ariba now. So this is completely browser-based solutions. And if you talk about browser-based, that means you can say a kind of digital platform, you can say online solutions, you can say on-demand solutions, we can say cloud solutions, whatever you want to say, you can say. Okay. The major benefit of the SAP Ariba is that, so if you are going, if your customer, they will go with the SAP Ariba, they will get lots of benefit. So first thing, they will basically improve, cycle time, improve cycle time in the sense they will able to reduce the cycle time. A simple example you can take, if we have to create one purchase equation in the SAP MM. So we have to go with the some transaction code or whatever the other tools you are using. So we have to open some particular form, right? And then we have to fill out the different kind of information in the form. And after that, we have to submit the form to create the purchase requisition, right? And even in some cases, if you are not much aware about that particular tools, about that particular like process, so definitely in that cases it's very hard to create the purchase requisition in your like that legacy system. So whatever system you have, SAP as for HANA or any third party system, it's very hard, right? And even if you know the process as well, and when you're creating the requisition, so usually it is taking around 3 to 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes to create the purchase requisition. And why it is taking some time, and even in some cases you may say 2 minutes as well, but why it is taking some time? The thing is that we are having the different field, different information we have to provide, right? So sometimes as a business user, we are getting the confusion which field information we have to put, which field information we have to escape, right? And where we can find out that particular information. So different things basically are happening there. That's why it's getting delayed. Okay. Now overall, if you see every day on daily basis, you are creating the 50 requisition, and you can just take the average. You are taking 3 minutes to create one requisition, then you can calculate 15 into 3 equal to 150 minutes. So you are spending 150 minutes to create only 50 requisitions. Okay. Now let me give you one more example. Now let's say we are the part of team, like we are 8 members here, and we are the part of one department. Now let's assume Lakshma required some to purchase some laptop, and he asked me, "Hey Bikram, can you please place one order for the laptop, and please give our company address and make it COD." So when that like item will come, I'll do the payment. So make the COD. So in that case, even though I have not gone through any training on like how to place the order on the e-commerce site, but I can easily place it. Why I can easily place it? Because of the simplified interface, right? So in that case, what I will do, I'll open the particular applications, I'll open the browser, search the particular product, add in the cart, proceed to checkout by providing minimal information, right? So in that case, definitely I'll not face any kind of challenges, and definitely in that case the cycle time will be less because those interfaces are very simplified. Okay. So same way, SAP Ariba is also offering similar kind of options to the customer as well. Now Ariba is saying to your customer, now you are spending 3 minutes to create the purchase equation in your other ERP tools or in different procurement solutions. And if I can give you any particular solutions where you can create your requisitions within the seconds or within a minute, then what do you think? So definitely as a customer will think, why not? Definitely, if that is the case, if this kind of options are available in the market, I would like to adopt the particular solutions, right? And the same way, if you see, Ariba is also offering the similar kind of process. So in case of Ariba also, you can come here, whatever the particular product you are looking to purchase, you can search the particular product. And if the catalog item exists for the particular product, you will able to see list of the catalog item. You can click on the add to cart, and then you can proceed to checkout by providing the minimal information. Okay. This is a simple example of the Ariba benefit. Okay. Apart from that, we can take some more example just only for understanding purpose. And please don't mind, I'm going little bit basic. Now, if you see in our other ERP solutions or other tools, so whenever we place the order, when we created the purchase order, we send the purchase order to supplier. And if we have to track our purchase order, either purchase order has been issued to supplier or not, it is successfully received by the supplier or not, what is the status of the particular purchase order, right? And when supplier is going to submit, send the goods. And even from supplier side also, supplier is also curious to check about the invoice status. What is that my invoice status which I send to customer? What is the payment status? When we can expect to have the payment? This kind of status also they want to check. So if you see in the other ERP tool, definitely we don't have such kind of flexibility. Why? Because they are not supporting the online procurement process, right? But since Ariba is offering the online procurement process, so with the help of the SAP Ariba, you will have the capabilities to track your purchase order. Even you can share the information like from customer to the supplier on the real time. Okay, so these are the different like we are having many more examples as well. So these are the different like a kind of benefit the customer they will get with the SAP Ariba. And most importantly, if you see now these days is called as that Internet of Things, right? So many things we are doing digitally. Even in simple, you can say we are starting our day with the internet. We are closing our day with the internet. So whenever we are getting wake up, so we open our mobile and we are checking how many emails we received, how many WhatsApp messages we received, right? And what is my calendar? Different things we are checking. And even when we are closing our day as well in the night time, same thing also we are doing. Have you received any kind of email, WhatsApp, which we have to revert? This kind of things we are checking. Then we are taking the sleep, right? So you can say we are starting our day with the help of the internet. We are closing our day with the help of the internet. So the customers who are running a kind of big organizations, they are doing the different kind of procurement process with the different customer. So they are also expecting the same thing. We should have a kind of online tools. So at least we should not have to be dependent on the like our machine, that is laptop or desktop, and we should have the flexibility so we can basically perform any kind of particular activities wherever we are available and whenever we want. So this is basically the benefit of the SAP Ariba. And if you talk about Ariba solutions, so basically Ariba solutions are divided in the two parts. One part is called as a strategic sourcing. Second part is called as a downstream, or you can say Ariba buying and invoicing as solutions as well. Okay. So earlier the strategic sourcing was calling as upstream. So initially we are calling them as a upstream. Even now these days also in business term we are calling them as a upstream. Okay. So basically upstream and if you see downstream, both are basically a bundle of the solutions. These are not the specific module. And in the upstream and downstream, we are having some list of the solutions. All right. So if you talk about this upstream or strategic sourcing, we are having three solution, that is supplier, sourcing, contract. Supplier you can say SLP as well. So we are having supplier solutions, we are having the sourcing solutions, and we are having the Ariba contract solution. Okay. Now, when you come to downstream part, so as part of downstream, basically we are having the Ariba P2P solutions. You in business language, you can say P2P solution, or you can say Ariba buying and invoicing solution as well. So apart from that, we have the catalog solutions also, but catalog solution will come as part of the Ariba buying and invoicing solution. So this is the overall solutions Ariba is actually offering to the customer. Okay. Is there any question from anyone before proceeding further?
SLP and SIPM both are same or it's different?
SIPM, you can simply say Windows 10, SLP, you can say Windows 11. That means SIPM is the old version, SLP is a new version.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now we understood this is the Ariba solutions. Now let's try to understand quickly how we can map this business process. Okay. Now we can take a very simple example as a customer perspective, how we can utilize this Ariba solutions in our business process. Okay. I'll give very layman example. You can take the very good example of the Ariba training itself. Please don't mind. This is very simple example which you can easily digest. Now, whenever you thought to go undergo with the Ariba training, or you are thinking to go with the Ariba training, so it's not like that you search something Ariba training institute information or information on Google and directly you join the training. It's not like that. right? Because in the market we are having a number of institute and number of trainers, right? So, who can basically provide the ariba course, ariba training, but you are not sure from which training institute or from which trainer I have to go with the training. Okay, so how basically you can do that, how you can initiate your business process in that cases? So in that cases we are basically initiating our business process like this. How? First, you will try to find out, search the supplier. So if you talk from business perspective, I am the supplier, you are the customer, right? So first, what you will try to do, you will try to find out the list of the trainer or list of the institute, right? This information you will find out. And once you find out this information, parallelly, what you will do, you will also try to do the supplier onboarding activity. What is the meaning of supplier onboarding activity? You can say that means creating the supplier record or vendor record. So whatever the information you required, like supplier name, that means trainer name, institute name, contact number, email address, this kind of information you will capture here as part of the supplier onboarding activity. Okay. And once you will have this list of information, then what you will do, you will go to the most favorite activity that every customer they are preferring. That is called as a negotiation. Okay. So negotiation means it's not about only the pricing part. Negotiation means we can say that means you will try to discuss all the different things with the supplier. So we are first, you will first this initial discuss, can you please tell me the total timeline, duration of the course, whatever topic that you are going to cover, either I will get certificate or not, either I will get system access or not, how basically I can basically ask many questions in case if I required. So different things you will ask, right? And once you will have this information, then in the next you will move to the pricing part. Then you will ask him, okay, now tell me what is the price of the course. Okay, so all these things basically you will do here in the supplier negotiation. And once you complete this activity, then you will create one contract. Contract means we can say legal agreement. So in these cases, you will complete finalize the discussion. Okay, I will pay something $100. I'm just giving one hypothetical example. I'll pay $100 as part of the fees. I'll get this month of server access. I will get study material. I will basically attend the training. I will get the recordings. All things basically you will clear here in the contract part, right? And once this activity will be done, then what you will do, you will execute your procurement process. So execution the procurement process means you will start enrolling the training, then you will undergo with the training. Based on that, whatever the basic thing required, that's something you'll perform. Okay, or you can talk about any purchasing. So in that case, you will create one requisition, then convert in the purchase order, receiving, invoicing, and payment. So as a customer, if you see, whenever we have to buy any kind of new product, so we have to follow this entire activity. And this entire activity is called as sourcing and procurement activity, right? So why basically it is called as a sourcing and procurement? Because if you see in this step, so in this step, you're not going to pay any single amount to the like your supplier. You are just finalizing your supplier here. So initially you collect your supplier information, then you have done the negotiation activity. After that, you have basically created the contract, you finalize all the things. That means at this step, we are going to talk about only, we are basically just determining the source. And once source is in our place, then you're moving to the procurement process here. Okay, so just to fulfill the sourcing and procurement process of each and every customer, Ariba has given this strategic sourcing and buying invoicing solution. And with the help of this, customer can perform their sourcing and procurement activity. Okay, how they can do? So here, if you see supplier, right? So with the help of the supplier solution, customer can manage their vendors. How they want to manage the vendors? By creating the vendor record, by identifying as a regular vendor, by fixing as a fixed vendor. So whatever different thing that something is needed, that's something we can do with the help of the supplier solution. All right. Then if you talk about sourcing, so with the help of the sourcing, whatever different kind of negotiation activity you want to perform, you can perform the different kind of negotiation activity with the help of the sourcing. And then we can see we have the contract module. So with the help of that, customer can basically create the contract with the supplier. All right. And in the last, if you see, we are having the Ariba buying and invoicing solution. And with the help of that, customer can perform the P2P activity. So they can perform the procurement process with the help of the buying and invoicing solution. So this is overall solutions Ariba is offering. And this solution is also called as sourcing and procurement process in business language. Got it? Or any question here?
Hello, Vikram.
Mhm.
Vikram, in case if we want to procure anything, so in case the supplier is not available in uh, portal, so in that case, is it our responsibility to request them to register in Ariba platform, or how it will going to happen in that case?
Okay.
If
In that
the
case,
supplier is not registered,
system.
in that case, who will going to take responsibility about that one? So
Mhm. If you don't mind, can I ask some cross question just for better clarity?
yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Now let's assume you are acting as a customer. You are doing the
Okay,
business with the thousand of the supplier. You are having
okay,
similar kind of scenarios. So in that case, I'm going to ask you as a customer, you have to take the responsibilities. You have to make sure your vendor should be onboarded on the Ariba before going to start any procurement process. Okay. So what do you think as a customer? Are you going to accept this option, this delegation? Yes or no?
see, if we need business, we have to register in Ariba portal. So I will go with yes.
Okay, that's correct. But actually, if you see from customer point of view, I would say no.
Okay,
Why? Because if I'm going to take the responsibilities of this activity, I'm not talking about the supplier onboarding process. Supplier onboarding process is different. Like creating the
okay,
supplier in my database, that is different thing. I'm talking about the supplier registration, that is the creating the supplier record on the Ariba network. So if I'll take the responsibility of this activity, so I have to build up a team, 3 to 4 member team, and who will only take care about all the supplier registration activities, right? And it's a kind of additional activities which I am going to put here, and I have to spend the additional cost. So definitely in that case, as a customer, I would say no, I'm not going to take this responsibility. And in these cases, as a customer, I'm expecting the automation. So this thing
okay,
Ariba will also take care, but yes, we have some other prerequisite as well. So basically, once you create supplier record in your database, if supplier is there in your database, that means your Ariba system. This system, if you ready from supplier perspective, then next thing Ariba will automatically take. So if your vendor is not there on the Ariba network, you are issuing any purchase order to the supplier, then what system will do? System will automatically add one Ariba link in the email. Sorry, please go on mute, Vijay. We are getting some disturbance. Okay. So in that cases, what system will do? System will automatically add a kind of Ariba information in the email when you send the purchase order. And system itself will ask them, if you want to process the purchase order, please create your account on the Ariba network by click here. So this kind of options will automatically be there. A simple example I can give you, like let's say I'm on the WhatsApp, you're not in the WhatsApp, or you are in the WhatsApp, I'm not on the WhatsApp, right? So in that cases, when you try to chat with me, you cannot find out, you are not able to find out me. So in that case, you will have one option to send the referral link. Send the link to create the account. I will create an account, send the link to me, right? So you by yourself, you are only sending the link. Rest part I have to take care by myself, my side. So this thing also Ariba is taking care. Making some sense?
sure,
No.
Vikram. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any further question from
Yeah,
anyone?
Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Vikram.
Hi.
When we are going to buy from Ariba network, means any product from Ariba network. So in that
Mhm.
case, do we need to Register the supplier.
This was the same question I think Vijay asked earlier. Yes, it's mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah, Vikram, I have one question. We do have
Mhm.
one module where we have spend analysis, right? Whether it comes in
Mhm.
upstream or a downstream one. I think it's
It's
upstream,
coming
right?
is as part of upstream. It's mainly for the reporting
Upstream.
part.
Okay. So
Okay, so we can.
what is the majority of the people are using as of now, the spend analysis?
I would say in my last
But
6 years,
mm,
last 6 years, I got only one customer who has implemented the spend analysis, spend
why
management.
it doesn't have any importance? Because why Ariba has given such a great tool. Uh, is there any drawback that we do have in the spend
Uh,
analysis or
Basically, I would say personally, what which drawback I have seen the major drawback is that see, if you are going to spend, I like if I'll ask you, hey Sunita, can you please pay something 1,000, amount 1,000 INR to me, and what I will do whenever you will ask any question, I will take care. You don't have to type. We can connect every time, and I will help you. Okay, but after paying the 1,000, if I'll again ask you, please type your text your question whenever you have. Don't call me, don't join the meeting. You have to text the message. So what do you think? Are you going to put your manual activity? Might be tough.
mm,
So same thing I've seen that in case of spend analysis as well. So basically we can use for to see the reporting part, but we have to send some data from the ERP system to Ariba on quarterly basis, half yearly basis. And how we are sending? So we're not sending automatically. So we have to basically send to SAP shared service team. Then they will do something in the Ariba. Then it will reflect. Okay. So basically, it's there. I'm not saying it's not popular, not much popular, but it's there. But I have seen very less customer who are basically using the Ariba spend.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Vikram, so as you told, supplier will they will going to get a link or something to register in Ariba portal. So in that case, do they need to pay for amount for that for the registration purpose?
Not at the registration moment. They have to pay, but not at that moment. Initially, it will be free, but later, based on some threshold amount, they have to pay. That will talk in the regular session in detail level. Okay. Okay. Anything else from anyone? Okay. Am I audible, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Vikram.
Okay. So we are having very less timing now. So let's talk about that basically that Ariba implementation. So basically, if you see whenever we are going to work on the Ariba implementation, so we are basically following the SAP Activate methodology. And as part of the SAP Activate methodology, we are following the 4 phases, that is prepare, explore, realize, and the deploy. So these 4 phases basically we are following. And if you see in these 4 phases, so in the first phase, in the prepare phase, we have to basically prepare ourselves for the Ariba implementation. Okay, and in these cases, basically we have to prepare some different kind of documents, and the documents we have to submit to our customer. Then after that, we have to move to explore phase, and in the explore phase, we have to basically explore the client requirement. So what is the client requirement? That's something we have to explore, or you can say this is also the requirement gathering phase. Now let's take a simple example. You guys are not much aware about the Ariba, or someone knows very well. I am not saying, but let's assume you don't know about the Ariba. You are having different tools or the technology experience. Now I'm asking to about the requirement. So I'm asking, hey Venkat, can you please tell me what is your requirement of the Ariba? What you want to learn? So he don't know what is the SAP Ariba. How he can say? He will only say, I want to learn the Ariba. But he cannot say, I would like to talk about SLP, sourcing, contract, CIG integration. This thing he will not talk about. Why? Because he don't know much information about the Ariba. So same thing here as well when we are talking to customer as part of requirement gathering. So it's not like that you will simply ask what is your requirement, they will tell the requirement. No, we have to sit with our customer and then we have to demonstrate the solutions. So how you question are you asking to me and how I'm giving the answer to you. In same way, you have to basically talk to your customer as well. So you have to explain them like, yes, this is the functionality of the Ariba, like this subsystem will give the information to supplier, they have to create the account. So all these things we have to brief to them. Based on that, we have to capture their requirement. Like now, tell me your requirement, what is your requirement? And even we have to understand their existing process as well, like how currently you are doing in your legacy system and how you are expecting in the Ariba. That thing we have to discuss. So overall, I mean to say at this moment we have to become as a end user and we have to talk to our customer as simply as an end user. We don't have to talk about any technical things. We'll only talk about the end user part. Okay. And once you will have this information, customer requirement, then we have to move in the realize phase. And realize phase is covering the configuration and the testing part. So whatever the requirement that you receive from the customer, based on the requirement, we have to go to realize phase and we have to perform the configuration and then we have to do the testing. Okay. So now in this cases, or in this way, if you see, so as a Ariba consultant, we are not responsible about the configuration part because many times I have seen that many people are calling me. He's asking Bikram, I had to learn the Ariba. Can you please show me the configuration part? Because I'm only responsible for that. It's not like that. So before going to repair your machine, before going to building your machine, you should know how machine is work. If you don't know how your machine is working, then how you can become the master of the machine? It's not possible. Okay, so overall, as a Ariba consultant, we should know business process in detail level, and we should know the configuration part. Though the configuration part is a core competency of the Ariba consultant, but end user part is also will also come as part of our core competency. Okay, and just to meet this kind of like the roadmap, we have basically prepared our course curriculum in the same way. So if you see this course curriculum, so basically this require 40 hours. So we can say 1.5 month or max to max 2 month, we will complete the course. And generally, we are conducting the session from Monday to Friday only in the weekdays. In some cases, if someone required only weekend session, that's something also possible based on the agreed timing. Okay. Now, if you talk about the course curriculum, so even though we are aware about the Ariba, right? But we'll start our discussion from the Ariba introduction once again. But here we'll not talk about like what is SAP Ariba, what are the modules of Ariba. No, we'll talk about as a consultant what is the system architecture in the Ariba, whatever different kind of landscape you may see about the Ariba, how basically Ariba product came in the picture, what is this like evaluation of the Ariba. All those things we'll try to understand here, and how we can authenticate the Ariba. This thing we'll discuss here. Okay. Then after this, we will talk about Ariba supplier solution, that is the SLP module, and we'll try to understand only from the individual perspective. We'll not talk about any configuration part here. I'm very clear here. Why? Because at this moment, if you try to understand or if you try to go with any of the configuration part, like let's say while discussing the SLP solution, I was showing the approval workflow. Now you to ask me, hey Bikram, can you show me how to configure the approval workflow for the SLP? So your question is only for the SLP approval, but when we try to deep dive in the configuration part at this moment, so in the approval workflow configuration itself, we are having many more things. Okay, so when you try to go one level deep, then your question will increase one more level. So like that, definitely we are going to deviate our track here. So that the reason I am recommending to everyone in this session, please make a note. Whatever different kind of configuration question that you're thinking or it will come in your mind, you can make a note of the questions. Okay. So at this moment, we'll talk about only business process of the Ariba sourcing, Ariba supplier network portal, what Bijay asked, that we'll discuss in detail level. We'll talk about Ariba contract solutions. We'll talk about Ariba P2P solution. and then we'll talk about the Ariba guided buying as well. Okay, even in the sourcing solution, I will talk about the Ariba guided sourcing as well. This is also there. Okay, so up to the seventh section, we'll only understand the business process. And whatever questionnaire that you noted about your configuration part, that questionnaire will come in the picture from the eighth step, eighth section. And from here, we will only talk about the consulting activity, how we can do implement CIG, how to do the integration of the ERP to Ariba, whatever different CIG integration config we have to basically perform in the ERP system and in the Ariba system, how we can create some integration project on the CIG tool. All those things we will discuss in the CIG integration. Okay, then we'll talk about all the configuration, how to configure the template, how to configure the approval workflow, how to set up the supplier, what is the DRF out process, how to set up the master data from the SAP ERP to Ariba, and how we can do Ariba itself, how to set up users, how to set up catalog, how to configure invoice exceptions, how we can migrate our legacy contract to Ariba. All those things we'll talk here. How we can update the custom field value in the Ariba. So all the particular configuration we'll discuss here. Okay. So I'm pretty sure whatever question that you noted earlier, all the questions will be answered here. But in any cases, if something is missing, definitely you can ask that question what you have noted. Okay. Now, once we complete this section 9th, or even I would say section 10th, that is reporting part as well. So at this moment, you will be in the position like you will have the good knowledge about the business process and good knowledge about the consulting part, that is configuration part. Now, sometime it happening, not sometime, most of the cases, even I also did same thing. So I'm working in the SAP ERP from last 5 years, and now I got the I have the good knowledge on the Ariba. So I'm thinking why to go like just like as a fresher, why not I can show I'm working in the Ariba from 2 years. Okay, though I have not worked, I never worked, but I'm showing this. Okay, so in that cases when you are going to appear for any interview, so interviewer they are expecting you should now have the knowledge of the about the Ariba implementation. Okay, so whatever things we have to do in the implementation, as we discussed earlier, that you know very well here, but you don't know how actually I can brief the step-by-step implementation process. How we can like that sequence all the activity, like how we are doing the implementation. So that thing we'll talk here during the implementation session. And here we will talk about the Ariba implementation in detail level, how the Ariba implementation is going on, whatever different kind of documents we have to prepare. That's something I'll show you. I may not able to share you documents that is a project specific, but I'll show you. You will have look and feel and how the step by step implementation going on, what role we have to play as a Ariba consultant. All those things we will discuss here. So this is the overall, like the Ariba course curriculum. That's something I'm going to cover in the regular session. Okay. Now, before coming to you for any question, just last thing from my side. So I'm going to basically we are going to start the new batch of the Ariba. Timing we can discuss. You can talk to Shubhu. But I'm having some bandwidth in morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST, and we have planned some batch in the morning itself. So we are going to start by tomorrow. If that timing going to shoot for you, you can confirm with Subbu. He will guide you. Otherwise, in case of any different timing, you can get in touch with Subbu sir. Okay. So that's it from my side. Please ask your question if you have any.
Yeah, Vikram. Will we get the system also? Because if you want to check if
Sunita,
we have anything.
I'm really sorry. You can check with Subbu sir. I can catch up your questions regarding the course.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Oh, may I know the duration of the course, Vikram?
Yeah, it's 40 hours. You can see here. 40 hours and session will be Monday to Friday, 1 hour, weekdays.
Vikram, if you plan for weekends, so how it will be like weekends 3 to 4 hours it will be there, or
I think regarding this, if you talk to Subbu sir, he will help you. You can ask me any question regarding subject. Otherwise, for other questions, please talk to Subbu sir, and he will help you. Okay. So thank you
So,
guys. I
Vikram,
thought
one
to
question. Vikram, one last question from my end. So,
Mhm.
when I was implementing Ariba, the integration project, so I have seen Ariba is only having a two-tier, which is like development and production. Is it the same methodology right
Test,
now also?
test and production, not development.
Okay,
Test and production.
okay. Yeah, test and production. Yeah, that's what. Test and production, right? Is that the same methodology that we are having?
It depends. If you want to buy the development, you can buy. But generally, you will
Okay.
see only these two. What you said, two tier, test and production.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm done with
Hi,
my
sir.
questions.
Yeah. From integration point of view, which topics we are going to cover?
CIG, CIG implementation.
Okay,
Yes.
so we'll cover internal integration as well, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean interventing integration?
I mean, from one module to other module integration. For example, SLP
That
to
is
SLP
that
with
is
P2P.
that is standard. That is standard. We are not doing any kind of that integration. Ariba team will deliver you like that only. We don't have to do any configuration there.
For example, even for sourcing to P2P. For that, we'll need
Yeah.
internal integration, right?
No, no. See, integration will automatically be there. For transaction flow, we have to do some configuration. Okay. So
Okay.
database will be same.
So
I know
okay.
sometime during interview we are asking this question like what configuration you have to do to move the data from this to this, right? So that is
Yeah.
basically standard. We have to do some configuration. We'll discuss on this. Yes, we'll talk.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Vikram, are we
And
going to discuss the integration point from ERP to Ariba?
Yeah, I may not able to show you the process flow, but yes, we will talk about
Mhm.
live configuration how to do.
In ERP, in ERP
Yeah,
system.
in ERP,
Okay.
I have my ERP system.
okay, so basically, standalone Ariba is rarely used, right? As per my understanding.
Yes, it's your choice how you
Uh,
want to use it.
so, Mhm. So, are you going to provide the access for both SAP, S4HANA and Ariba as well?
Once again, team, I'm really sorry regarding access fees, timing. Please talk to Subbu sir. Regarding subject, I can help you. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, Vikram, actually, one more last question. Vikram, yeah, Venkat here. Yeah, I
Okay,
already
Venkat.
discussed with you how it's going to be useful to my career, and I mean, I already told you my situation.
Basically, see, Ariba is helping in case if you're having the experience in the procurement. If you're new, that is fine, right? So in that case, you can choose any line, LOB, warehouse or procurement. But if you're already having the that basically experience in the warehouse activity, I will recommend go with the SAP WM or EWM.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, because see, you are having the warehouse activity knowledge, right? And if you're going to change your track as part of the procurement, so it will mix up both the things. So if you have something, EWM, WM, you can check with Subbu sir. He will guide you. That will be suitable for you. It's my personal
Yeah,
suggestion.
yeah, Vikram, I can
Okay.
suggest Venkat if something Venkat, if you really want to get into SAP related WM, most of the companies right now they are not going very frequently. So try to learn more of EWM, which is more advanced. Uh, have a knowledge on WM, but you will not get more project on it. If you have an EWM, it will be very much helpful for your career. Thank you.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Sumita. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, team. So I have to drop up. We'll connect
Yes.
soon. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Vikram.
Thank you, Vikram.